What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today, we're going to get involved in some craziness on the SPX. Today, to end the day, I had about a $6,000 trade in about 30 minutes, 100% scalps on the SPX to end the day. Now, this is not something I typically do, but in today's video, I want to break down the really clean S&P setup that I saw coming into close that made me get just a little bit interested in getting a little bit spicy on SPX. We had a very clean structured level at 5,100, a strong demand level that we were slowly moving down into, and I went ahead and I added some SPX calls for a push into end of day. A very clean level, a very clean trade when we are focusing on levels, trusting the levels that have shown to us on the intraday. This was a very nice demand level from early in the morning, and it proved to be again late day. And I just want to break down this trade today because this really was the highlight of the day. And funny enough, it comes pretty much at the end of day today. Now, also, I'm going to break down Meta. I'm still holding that swing trade, still sitting in some unrealized losses. But man, do I really still like this setup, and something I will continue to watch here into end of week and into next week, potentially adding more time to this position if in fact I do need some more time on that position for it to materialize. So let's go over some of the scalps from today. Let's go over Meta and sort of break down how I've been managing my portfolio while I'm maintaining this unrealized loss on Meta. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, after watching it, press that like button, subscribe. Let's jump right into the charts. All right, guys, so here is my month so far. So far, it's been an all-green month on scalps, but there's still a little nasty unrealized loss sitting in there on Meta. Right now, down about $5,000-$6,000 on Meta. So once I do realize that loss, you're probably going to see a red day in here. That's if I realize a loss there, because I do really still like this setup, and I will talk about that in today's video. So far, it's been a great month. Up about, what is that? That's about $10,000, $11,000. I'll just go to March here, March 1st to March 6th. So $12,000 so far in the month. Trade winning percent has been really good, 75%. Profit factor has been nuts. So a really nice start to the month here, but I'm still babysitting a Meta position, which is just sort of annoying. But I will continue to update you guys on that position. Today, you can see here on the left some big SPX trades to end the day. I will go into today's portfolio, today's positions. I'll go ahead and zoom in on TradeZella for you guys here. And you can see, right, to end the day, I was up about $1,000 before the end of day. We had some nice SPY calls. We had a nice NVIDIA call this morning. This was all live trading with the group. And then to close the day, you guys can see right here, we had some SPX trades to end the day right here, about 132% and 100% on two trades. One of them a 5,100 call and a 5,105 call. And let's go ahead and break down those trades today. So first of all, this wasn't in the live trading, right? Full transparency, but this was in the community. So when I went ahead and I entered that position, I did let the group know what I was looking for. So I will go to that right now. This was right here, threw in an SPX 5105 call. This was at 3:30, and this is sort of what I was looking for to happen. Let me go ahead and make this bigger. So if I zoom in here on the Discord, you guys can see this is where I entered at 3:30, threw in an SPX. You can see I was adding off that 508.50 demand on the SPY. This is sort of what I was looking for to happen with a target into that 510.50, right? That was my target on the long side, and then I was just letting everyone know when I was exiting, right here. Keep going. Little SPX update there, and then this was sort of an update on the charts. This is pretty much exactly what I was looking for. Really nice, down to one contract. So I was giving real-time updates as we took that trade. A really nice way to end the day, right? So let's go into why. Why did I take this trade? What was it I was looking for? Why did I figure I could long the SPX, the ES, whatever it was? Why was I looking for that long to close the day? So here's the S&P 500, right? This is the ES futures on the day, and this was our trading day. So we opened the day. Let's go ahead and go to our levels real quick. Let's get a quick recap here. We opened the day right above this, first this 5090 demand, and right above that 5100 demand, right? We knew that 5100 was here, and we knew that 5090 that we were coming off in the pre-market. So coming into the morning, you guys saw we had our supply level here at that 5120. It was right around that 5120. I adjusted it intraday, but it was right around this 5120 supply, and we had that 5135, 5140 supply. So if I go ahead and zoom into just today's price action, That's not what we want to look at. We want to look at just today's price action. We can see early morning, we got a supply rejection of 5120. Nice downside to start the morning. Where did we move into? We moved right into that 5100 demand. We saw that 5100 demand hold very well and create an upside move on the market. Intraday, we got above that 5120, turned it into support, creating that further upside. So a very structured move on the S&P this morning. After sort of mid-afternoon, we got a pretty aggressive sell-off off that 5135. That was our supply level, and a very nice sell-off to sort of end the day. Now, as we were moving lower, very slowly, we were sort of slowly moving lower, in this little downtrend, we were moving right into, you guessed it, the 5100 demand, right? So we were sort of moving lower, trending lower, coming into that 5100 demand, and I figured, hey, if I'm going to short the supply highs, then why am I not going to potentially long the demand lows, right? The day was a pretty clear channel. We had our lows, we had our highs set, and we were coming back down into our lows, back into that 5100 level that was very key on the ES futures. So as we started to approach this level, I figured, let me go ahead and look to see if we can long this 5100 level for a little end-of-day push to the upside. This is exactly what I was sort of talking about with the group to look to see if we could get. So right here, I'll go ahead and bring this up. This was sort of that idea to end the day. I'll go ahead and move this over. We were looking for just a little pop into that 510.50 on SPY. So if we go to SPY, we can see right here, this is pretty much the exact same analysis. So here's the SPY, and here's what we were watching in terms of levels. So we had, right, let's go ahead and put this here. We had our 508.50, 508.40 demand on SPY. This is from the previous day. We had that low or that high right there, right? And this morning, what did we do? We turned it into a support. So that 508.50, 508.40 was a very clean level on the SPY this morning, which caused the upside move. Now that upside move, where did it come into? It came right into that 512 supply. We have 512, we have 512, and we moved right into that 512 and had a very nasty rejection. So after that rejection, we were sliding lower, and we were sliding lower right into that low of day, that previous low of day on the SPY, right here around that 508.40, 508.50. So I started to take those SPX calls here, and I looked for that quick pop into that supply level around that 510.50, and that was really one of the best trades of the day for me. Now, this trade, right? This trade is what we call just a channel trade, right? This trade is really all this is trusting the previous levels on the market. And I know, right, at times this can be hard to trust. It can be hard to go against the little trend of the market as the market was trending lower. But this is the same thing, right, as shorting at supply, right? So if you were starting to create some short ideas up here at the 512 supply on SPY, then you crushed it, right? Because you knew the market was moving higher, yes, but I knew that it was moving higher into a heavy rejection point. So if you did set up that short, you were paid off. This is the same idea as moving to the downside. We're moving to the downside into that previous SPY low a day. And if I look to see, right, I could set up a good risk to reward here, right? Maybe this is my risk and my reward is back towards that 510.50, a proper risk to reward trade to end the day off that demand level. So I'll pull up TradeZella and I'll go into the trades. This was the first one. This was about 132% profit. I'll go ahead and my executions. You can see I got in 10 contracts at 328, got out some at 347, 349, and 356 for a very nice long. You can see right here, this is pretty much what I was doing, right? As we talked about, longing near that 5100 and scalping off into that push. If we go into the next SPX, you can see right here, pretty much the same entry, right? Longing as we approach that 5100, taking profits into that push. Now, I want to make something very clear, right? And this is something that should be very much focused on before you get bright eyes and get all excited about maybe trading SPX in the future, okay? Let me go ahead and break down something for you and really show you the danger of doing what I did here and why you have to enter these types of trades, these types of sort of end of day, sort of demand holds or supply rejection trades with size that you are comfortable with. So you can see, right? Actually, you know what? I can actually easily show this right on TradeZella. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make TradeZella a little bit bigger here. And we're going to go ahead and pull up the running P&L. Actually, no, we're going to pull up the option premium of the SPX contract that I had. Okay? Look at this SPX options premium. This is the 1 minute chart. Okay? Make sure you understand that. This is the 1 minute chart. I need to move my face out of the way. Let me go ahead and turn my face off. There we go. This is the SPX 1 minute chart. Okay? And you can see that within about 1 to 3 minutes, these premiums, went from $7 to 50 cents. Okay? You need to understand and you need to be realistic with yourself when trading this type of action. This is dangerous action. I do this because I'm comfortable with the risk that I take. I understand the risk that I put onto my portfolio. I understand what I'm getting myself into. Now, if you're a newer trader, you're watching this video, you're like, holy shit, I can't believe how much money I can make with SPX. You are already coming in with the wrong mindset, okay? Yes, you can make good money trading SPX. You can get contracts that go from 2 to 7 in about a 30-minute period, right? Double, triple your money. You can also lose everything in a matter of 3 minutes, okay? And this move lower, right, was just because of this rejection on the ES that you guys saw, right? The only reason those contracts went down, those contracts lost almost all their value in just this time period right here, right? And that was because of the supply rejection that was possible at the exact same area that SPY rejected earlier in the day, right? So if you are going to trade SPX, your target is not for a move, right, to new highs. It's not for a move to a new all-time high breakout. These have to be realistic targets that are very aligned with technical levels, right? So if you're going to get involved with trading SPX, you have to be trading off very key levels. Entry at levels and exit at levels. This is not entry here, I'm hoping for 1,000%. Exit here, I'm hoping for more, right? This is not hoping and praying type trading. If you're going to get involved in this type of action, this is I'm long off 5,100, right? Let's go to the ES for this. I'm long off 5,100 with a either stop loss under 5,100 or I'm going to size into this to let it go to 0. And I am out the previous supply around 5,117, 5,120, right? That is how you have to structure these types of trades. And this was my target. As you guys saw in the Discord, right? I had that target. I am just looking for a move back into 5, 10, 50. That is all that I wanted to see, right? Because you have to be realistic with the expectations here. 5, 10, 50 was the previous supply, and that's all I was looking for on this trade. And if we go to the TradeZella, you can see where I was exiting this position. So if we go back up, let's scroll back up, you can see where I was majority exiting this position on SPX at that high when we hit that target. So it's a disclaimer for you, right? I'm giving you a little bit of both here. I'm giving you that hype, but I'm also giving you that realism that you need to have if you plan to trade this type of action. This is dangerous. It's very lucrative if you are disciplined. It's very lucrative if you have set levels and set targets and you stick to them. So I hope that this video can share with you how to properly do it, but also make sure you understand how much it could go against you if you are lax, if you don't have real targets, if you're just sort of letting things go, right? This is not the way to be trading SPX, SPY, anything 0 DTE. You need to protect yourself, and I hope that this video gives you a little bit of a eye-opening and sort of mindset shift on how to play this type of vehicle. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and now break down Meta. This is sort of my longer-term, more relaxed type trade that I'm actually quite enjoying, and man, I still really like it, right? Right now, I am down on Meta. I'm down at around $3,000, $4,000, I think, to end the day. But I still really like the setup. Like I said, we like the stock, like GameStop. But here, let me go ahead and explain to you why I continue to hold this. So you guys can see this is about the last 2 weeks of price action on Meta. And you can see this was our previous high around 488. 488 and 488. Yesterday, we needed to hold 488. I told the group, if we do not hold this level, I need to get out of this position. What did we do? Even with the market downside that came in yesterday, we held 488 like a rock. We did not move under that level. And even on the even when the market made new lows intraday yesterday, this level did not break. And so I really enjoyed that, and I wanted to maintain this position. Now, today, something else happened that makes me even more confident for further upside on Meta. This was a previous high on Meta at 494. Today, we turned that level into support all day, right? 494, previous high, support all day at that 494. And if we go to the 15-minute chart, you can see a lot of buying candles coming up above or right above that 494. Now, the Meta price action today was pretty sideways, but that does not scare me, right? I'm not too worried about that intraday action. What I'm focused on a swing trade like this is the structure levels on the market. So I need to be looking at the 30-minute, I need to be looking at the hourly chart, and I need to be focusing on the structure that the market or that Meta is showing me. And so right now, I still see Meta structuring to the upside, right? I see the structure continuing to hold to the upside. I still see the higher lows, and I still see the potential for a larger term. And if I go to the 4-hour, I still see the potential here. And if we clean this up just a little bit, right, this is sort of the larger picture I have here. I still see potential on this 4-hour chart for a larger term 4-hour break and retest. This is my previous 4-hour high, and this is the 4-hour low that has been created both yesterday into today. And so I am still looking for this move higher as long as Meta continues to structure to the upside. Now, again, similar to my last trade on, I think it was on Tesla and a little bit on Netflix as well, I am running out of time on these contracts, and this is again a problem that I am getting myself into. I need to consider taking a break and retest on, let's say, an hourly or 4-hour chart with no less than 2 weeks of time. I purchased this on Monday with a week of time. And it could be the problem that I could have here with how good this chart looks. The problem that I could run into here is time on my contract, and I'm going to wish that I had more, right? So something I need to continue to work on. If you guys are out there swing trading on, let's say, an hour or 4-hour chart, learn from my mistake here. Even though I think Meta still looks good, I would feel a whole hell of a lot more confident if I had next week contracts or 2 weeks out from now, because I'd be chilling on those while the setup still looks good. But for me, contracts expire Friday, so I really need to get some type of a move tomorrow to sell those contracts and potentially roll them out to a further date. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. A little bit of a refresher on SPX, how to trade it, how I traded it today, a great profit and some really flashy wins, right? But make sure you focus on the risks, okay? You need to know the risks of trading like this, trading SPX. I personally I've traded for 10 years, guys, okay? So I've been here. I know how to do it. I know what I'm doing. I'm in control of what I'm getting myself into. So I am okay sometimes pushing the limit just a little bit. But I make YouTube videos for you guys to help newer traders. I understand that some experienced traders are probably not watching this channel. They know what they're doing. They really don't care to hear what Vincent has to say. But some of you newer traders that may come here for experience, may come here for some lessons, I'll be the first to tell you, be careful trading that SPX. Make sure you have discipline when you do so. Update on Meta as well. Let's see how this goes. Give me a prayer tonight. Loving the setup, but I need a move tomorrow, so let's see what happens. If you enjoyed today's video, press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.